Good morning. This is Judge Alyssa Perez presiding over the 210 District Court criminal docket for September 19th. All matters being heard today are being heard in accordance with all emergency orders and directives and being streamed live via YouTube for public viewing. Mr. Marufo, would you call our first case?
In cause number 2013-0D03853, State of Texas versus Mario Miguel Mejia. Announcement of counsel, please.
Chantal Ortega for the state. The state is ready.
Manuel Parra, Your Honor, attorney of record for Mr. Mejia, also ready.
And is Mr. Mejia present? Oh, I'm sorry, Ms. Ramos, sorry about that.
Officer Ramos for probation.
All right, is that Mr. Mejia? I see a Zoom user, but is that him?
Yes, Judge, that's it.
Mr. Mejia is appearing remotely. This is defense motion to withdraw. Mr. Parra, are you continuing to urge that today?
That's correct, Your Honor. Leading up to the filing of a motion and surely after that, Judge, we've had problems communicating with our client, keeping any kind of meaningful contact, any kind of conferences, Judge. And of course, there have been other contractual obligations that we have fallen short on, Judge, and we are requesting to be removed from the case.
Okay, I did review your motion. I'm assuming did you explain that to Mr. Mejia?
I know my office had attempted to, Judge. I'll be honest, I never had the conversation directly with him. I'm hoping that he, from the fact that we uploaded the motion to the case management portal and made those several attempts to contact him, gathered that impression.
Mr. Mejia, are you able to hear all of that?
Yes, ma'am. I was able to hear all of that.
Okay, let me ask you, Ms. Ramos, where are we with respect to Mr. Mejia? I see the type of case it is. I didn't know if we had issues normally. Mr. Parra, well, obviously you were retained. Were we at a point where we were looking to continue the Revel route? I see he must have been released back in March. So maybe, have we had some compliance through that point? Or do we still have issues?
Yes, Your Honor. I have participating in SOTP. And I have no violations to report at this time.
Okay, Mr. Parra, it might have been that Mr. Mejia was one of these individuals, probationers who, when I did a review, probably was looking at some type of revocation. Do we have an open motion?
Your Honor, I believe the motion from February 1st, 2023 is the last motion that the state filed.
Okay, so there still is a live motion. Okay, that is going to remain outstanding, remain live. In other words, not being dismissed. Mr. Parra, Mr. Mejia, Mr. Parra has given the court various grounds upon which I am going to allow him to withdraw from your case. So, you know, if you are going to hire another attorney, that's up to you. For my purposes, let me, and so Mr. Parra, your motion is granted. Mr. Mejia, where we were back in March was getting you back on track with probation, and I'm hearing a positive report from your probation officer right now. We have a probation status hearing on October 12th at 10 a.m. and I am going to receive another report from Ms. Ramos to see how you're doing. There is a motion from the state pending due to previous violations of your probation that I am leaving open because I want to make sure that you continue to comply with all the conditions of your probation. I'm going to leave it up to you if you decide you're going to get another attorney or not. If at some point you feel like you need representation, what I'm saying to you is I'm not moving on the motion to adjudicate because since March it appears you've been compliant. I'll find out in October if you continue to be compliant. If that's the case, then I will consider having that motion dismissed. But for now, just continue performing the way you need to. But Mr. Parra is no longer going to represent you.
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
Okay, we'll see you on October 12th. Ms. Ortega, just leave that motion open, okay?
Your Honor, if I may, back in March, you denied him to have contact with his children. Do you want to continue
Yes.
that?
Nothing's changing.
Will do, Your Honor.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you on October 12th. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Parra. Who's next?
I'm bringing in Mr. Meraz, Judge. In cause number 2022-0D04669, State of Texas versus Luis Manuel Meraz. Announcement of council, please.
And Teller take it for the state. The state is ready.
Joseph Vasquez, representing Mr. Meraz. We're ready, Judge.
Let me just wait for Mr. Meraz to connect to audio. Mr. Meraz, we are here. You are muted. We are here on
Hello?
We are here on Mr. Vasquez's motion to withdraw. I did review it. Mr. Vasquez, did Mr. Meraz, is he aware that you had filed this motion?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Meraz, let's see, I did not make the notation here, and I'm sorry, I'm having some technical issues here.
You're fine.
Are you appointed, Mr. Vasquez?
I am appointed, Judge.
So what's the issue? Why are we having this breakdown in communication? Is it that you're not able to be in touch with him, or is it just that you all are not? on the
Judge,
same-
I guess he's not happy with the way the case is progressing. And basically we had a telephone conference. He was very aggressive with me and basically asked me or ordered me to withdraw. And that's not the straw that broke the camel's back. The fact is, Judge, he's coming to the office on numerous occasions when I'm not here. I only have one secretary that's by herself in my office, and he's very aggressive, and she's fearful of him. And those are the reasons that I'm asking the court to let me off the case. He's not happy with the way the case is progressing, but he's also very aggressive with me and my staff about that, and I'm concerned that something can happen.
Is he on PR bond, or he's just on cash surety? Mr. Meraz, the court is not going to tolerate your behavior. Do you understand?
I understand.
Well, you're Mr. Vasquez, I certainly we don't have a PR component on him. Jasmine, are you there?
He's in the courtroom, Judge. Just walked in.
Showing he posted a $3,000 surety bond. I don't show any PR component, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm going to add a PR component to his bond. Is Ms. Welch accessible? Is Ms. Welch can you let her know to get on the Zoom, please?
Yes, Judge.
Hi, Judge. I'm here using Mirna's.
Okay, that's fine. What I need to do on Mr. Meraz, Luis Manuel Meraz, is that's 4669. He's on page 14, is to add a $5,000 PR component report once a week in person to the PR bond office. He is to have no offensive contact with Mr. Vasquez or his staff. That means by telephone, in person. Mr. Meraz, and commit no new offenses. Curfew from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. unless he's working or going to school. Use no illegal drug or alcohol subject to testing. Mr. Meraz, I don't know, you're being accused of terroristic threat against a peace officer or a judge. And what I'm hearing today is the basis for Mr. Vasquez's motion is behavior that is consistent with those allegations. Are you going to go hire your own attorney?
At the moment, Your Honor, well, that truly that wasn't in my mind. At this moment, I mean, if I didn't order Mr. Vasquez to get off the case. I had gave him an option, and I had called him, and I do admit that I was a little aggressive because I'm fighting for my name here, and I understand that. I understand that I had messed up. I understand. It's the point that I didn't go to his office numerous times. I went one time, and that one time I did explode. Yes, and it was very immature. I understand that. It's just
Mr. Meras, I'm going to stop you right there. My question to you was, are you intending to hire an attorney? Because you have qualified due to your indigency, and Mr. Vasquez has been appointed to represent you. What he is not subject to is your behavior, your threatening behavior, nor is his staff. That is unacceptable. So now you're going to have a PR condition on you that will state and prohibit you from conducting yourself in that way. Now, if you want to go hire another attorney on your own, pay for it, and if they accept your behavior, so be it. But I am not going to tolerate that behavior. He is a court-appointed attorney, and he's a very good attorney, right? You don't run this show. You understand me?
yes, ma'am.
Mr. Vasquez, we are very close to trial, and I don't want to put you or your staff in any kind of position that where you all feel threatened, but are you able to consider going forward, understanding that there are some conditions, or do you feel like it's a situation where it's just not going to be tolerable?
I don't believe it's going to be tolerable, Judge.
I'm going to grant your request to withdraw. I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office. Your next setting is October 3rd. The PR order is to be amended to include not only Mr. Vasquez or his staff, but also any future attorney, so whoever it is in the Public Defender's Office. Certainly no offensive contact with the complainant in the instant case. Your next setting is on October 3rd at 9 a.m. You must check in for that setting. Your final hearing plea deadline is October 24th. That is in person. You must appear in person with your attorney in court. Ms. Welch, if you could please get that PR bond order filed. Thank you, Mr. Vasquez, for your service. Mr. Meras,
Thank you, Judge.
you better follow those conditions. I'll pull your bond, put you in
Yes,
jail.
ma'am.
Simple. All right.